2015. While he is gone, he will be remembered. Keegan brought together Stalo and Coast Salish leaders to transform the health system from a sickness model to a wellness model of care. In Keegan's memory, the Fraser Salish Health Caucus leadership will work with the board and senior executive team of Fraser Health Authority to transform the care provided to all. In his memory, we will work together to ensure that all peoples from all places and all races will be provided the highest quality of care that is respectful of all cultures and beliefs. Yep, with it, Alchemalam to heal and straighten out. Today is a new day to witness the beginning of healing past traumas through ceremony. Keegan Alexander Coombs.
And did we follow our protocols? Did we follow our teachings? Did we cover things in the right way? It might also be called to respond to the work. And so at the end of the ceremony, we might call upon a few to leave some words for the what you witnessed here today. Your other responsibility would be when you call your name, they recognize your family, your community, or who you might be representing here today. And you're supposed to bring that message back to your family, back to who you're representing. That's your responsibility as a witness. So we're going to go forward with the acknowledgement or prayer. Land acknowledgement.
Tia Telsby, Feliso Class, First Nation, Casta, Halalt, Keegan Tatsmeek, Tel Yayato. My name is Alicia Peters. My home name is Stewapia. I come from Squaw First Nation through my Crest family, and I come from Scowlitz through my Willoughby family. I was lucky to be adopted by the Combs family, so this is very close to my heart. The hospital was built in 1912, not on neutral grounds, because we already had well-established Indigenous Stalo health systems in place. And now we are continuing to navigate the health system, colonial system that's foreign to us. And we have to armor up every time we have to walk into the ER or a clinic or anything that is colonial. And so the whole point of today is to acknowledge what has happened to Keegan and what at the burning, one of the messages that he shared with us is remember my story, not my pain. And so when you're navigating through these systems, remember his story. If you're working in the health system, remember his story. Lahai. You're welcome.
Be proud of who you are and where you come from, to stand up straight, but they'll also help other people. And we don't have to be afraid to go to jail anymore.
I got it. Garbage. Yeah.
So he said it's time to share. And I would get asked early on to help out with ceremony. And I always didn't know the line, how much do I share? And so my late uncle, Siupchis, he was one that I would lean on. Frank Malloway, Uncle Frank, he was the one that I would go to and say, how much can I share? I'd go to my grandfather and ask, how much can I share? And generally their words would be, son, you know. Son, you'll know. And so, again, we just do our best to carry on with the integrity of our ceremony, to not water it down, not to be ashamed of it or shy of it, and to let other people try to understand it. You don't need to believe it. You don't need to practice it. You don't need to convert to it. All you need to do is respect that it's our way. And that today we live in multicultural Canada, many different ethnic groups and many different beliefs or religions. And my way is the right way for me. And your way is the right way for you. And I don't judge you or criticize you for your beliefs and your practices. And that's all we ask for in return as First Nations people. We don't want to carry on with racism. And maybe I'm a bit naive in some of my thinking, but I still think that I like to think that there's very few people that are racist. There's very few people that choose to be racist. But lots of times it's just ignorance. Just don't know. And so how do we get over that? By teaching you, by sharing with you, by recognizing the traditional lands that we are on, that we have not ceded our land or our territory or our beliefs or our ceremonies, that they're still here. And we just try our best to educate you. I agreed to stay on the board for a little bit with one of the intents of cultural humility or cultural training. And early times when we started talking around cultural training in Fraser Health Authority, we said there's some experiential learning that you can't teach in a classroom. And so some of these experiential learnings are a ceremony like this. And how do you have an experiential part of that education? And that's what today is. And so it'll give you a little glimpse, just a little glimpse so that we're still here and we still have our way and we still have our beliefs and our practices to help each other. Today we're helping the family that's left behind. And today we're releasing that spirit, if you will, of Keegan to the other side. And while we're doing that, we're going to help educate the Fraser Health Authority so that others don't have to experience what he went through. And so that's the purpose of today. So again, just really thanking you for being here today. Your presence today, that open mind that you're going to have, that good heart that you're going to have, is going to really help our family. My late uncle used to say, it's us on this side that need lots of help. The ones in the spirit world, they're in a good place. It's our humanness that gets in the way. And so today, hopefully the ceremony is helpful for Chilliwack Hospital, Fraser Health Authority, and all of our people that are here. When we had the first ceremony, we were trying to make things right. There was a piece of artwork that was done, and it was put up in ceremony. And we mentioned there was a few things that kind of went sideways, and it created some harder feelings. And so we needed to take the plaque down in ceremony and put one up, a new one up. It was a big, heavy, really heavy piece of artwork. And so today's ceremony, in a ceremony, it's going to be taken down spiritually. It was already physically taken down. And then the new piece of artwork will be put up and in its place. And the other one will stay put away for a little while. Some of those hard feelings will come off it. And then somewhere down the road, someone will make a decision if it gets put back up and for what intent. And so that's this ceremony today. We're gonna take down in ceremony that plaque. Gonna put up the new one, and then we'll do some explanations of the artwork. So we're gonna turn to the drummers.
I wanted to share my friend's name with you. Really good. Yeah, it's been a long time since I heard someone pop from the heart like that.
Just wanted to acknowledge and thank our drummers for again escorting in this artwork with the prayer. They do one verse of the song out there because it brings the spirit in, and then they bring it in ceremony. So thank them for carrying their gift, for the pastors, for cleansing and clearing the way that our culture as Coast Salish people are being cleansing as water. You can't pour the water, then we use cedar bark. My grandfather, our ancestor, still looking after us today. So they do that to clear the way, to brush off any heaviness or any negative. So we wanted to acknowledge Anderson for
mother, the definition of unconditional love. My late Aunt Addie, the definition of unconditional love. His late grandmother, beyond the definition of unconditional love. All matriarchs, all had hard lives, but they let the hurt go. They found a way of carrying themselves through forgiveness, through kindness, through compassion. And I witnessed that in another one that's still here. The ones I named, they're gone. There is a heaven, Will. And that's where your grandmother is. That's where my grandmother is. That's where our aunties are. And there's one here right with us. A beautiful, beautiful, kind, gentle soul. When we did that ceremony in the fall of 2019, when we first put that work up, we followed it with, as Will described it, as a memorial. Our dear matriarch here had her brother speak. And he shared words on her behalf, which is our way in a longhouse. It was a man speaking, but it was a woman telling him what to say. And she told everyone that was responsible for the care of Keegan, employed here, that they are not responsible for the passing of Keegan. They may have missed diagnosis. They may have treated him badly. They may not have done the things that they ought to have done, but she didn't blame them. She has a deep and abiding faith. And that faith teaches her to believe that when it's time for us to go home and the Creator calls us home, we go home. There is no intervention by a mere human being that will stop us from going on that journey. We put artwork up here. There were promises made. Set out right here. That just didn't magically appear. I wrote that. I wrote that in meetings with the family, including Rihanna, and they were talking about what needed to take place. Willie and I were in those meetings. I sat and I listened. I listened to everything that Rihanna said on behalf of the family. I listened to what Carolyn Neufeld was saying on behalf of the health authority. And that's what we wrote together. Promises made. Ask yourselves, have you kept your promises? You know what the answer is. I'm not asking you to answer it now. I'm asking you to think about when you leave here. There were promises made. Big promises. Why? So it doesn't happen again. So it doesn't happen again. And it's still happening. Not just here. elsewhere in the system. The family's healed. Well, the family's healed. The people here have not healed. When we make promises and we don't keep them, what do we feel? I know what I feel. Shame. I know what I feel. Guilt. And then when someone points it out, I feel anger. That's the human being in us. I hate to say it, folks, but you got to get over yourselves. You made a promise. It's unfulfilled. You're in a place where you can make a difference. Thus far, you have not. That's the truth, peeps. I was in a ceremony. I witnessed that burning that Chastity just spoke about. I was invited, I went. Listened to the work. And then he wanted to make sure I was looked after. He was worried about me. He had the ladies that looked after the burning, those medicine ladies, to give me one of the scarves that was used in the work. And he gave me clear direction. Keep it in my truck. Keegan knows that if I'm not at home with my wife, I'm in my truck working. I'm always on the road. Keegan was worried that something would happen to me while I was driving. So I've tied this on that handle that some people describe as, cover your ears, ladies, an oh shit handle. Right in front, just above my steering wheel. That's where it was tied. And when I get back into my truck, I'll tie it back in there. He is still looking after us. He told us to focus on ourselves, to look after ourselves, to heal ourselves, to be strong, and to expect nothing of them. That was the message. He told us they're not going to change unless they want to change. And thus far, they do not want to change. So he told us not to worry about them, but not to forget his story. Keep coming back until they hear you, until they understand you, until they're prepared to do something about it, because they haven't. They like talking. Oh, they love to talk. They get paid by the word, I think. They love talking about activities, and they run around talking about what we've done, but it doesn't improve outcomes. That's the truth. I am a truth teller. That's why I'm no longer in the work. Some people didn't like hearing the truth. That's why I got pushed out. I'm okay with that. There's lots of work to do. But I am so proud of the family. You are doing the right thing. When? Family, you keep it up. You follow that advice that Keegan gave to all of us. You keep doing what he told you to do. He told us he's in a good place and that he's healing, he's learning, he's growing, and he's happy. I'll ask whoever's responsible for this place, please look after it better than the other one was looked after. I used to come here periodically to have a look, to remind myself about this plaque. And there's a sign right beside this one there out there. No smoking. And it was filthy in front of the hospital. It was filthy. Cigarette butts, somebody spilled a soft drink or something. It was filthy. It was dirty. In front of a memorial. It wasn't looked after properly. I hope this doesn't get vandalized. I'm hoping we can find a way to protect it, to make sure those that don't believe will, those that are ignorant, those that are carrying anger and hurt against us, why I don't know, but they do, to protect it from harm. I'm not very observant. I really am not. I'm a man, so that's one of my problems. But it struck me when I came up the entranceway. That big, tall carving, the totem pole. And I looked at it and thought, oh, I better remind myself. And so I read it. And it talks about the old. Hey, I got the floor. It talks about, some of us know him as the Indian doctor, Dr. Norman Todd. He worked here in Chilliwack, Caucasian, but for some reason all of us went to him. And he got to know Tlachtito. And Dr. Todd knew that he could take care of physical ailments, sometimes emotional ailments. But if it was spiritual or emotional or mental and he knew that he couldn't help, he would refer them to Tlachtito. Grand Chief Richard Malloway, a medicine man. None of us wanted to be referred to Tlachtito in wintertime. No! But he taught him. And that's what that pole represents. I'm going to encourage every one of you to read that plaque in front of that post. Look at that pole. Think about what it means. And if you work here, look at it. Remind yourself that you're trained to look after the body, not the spirit. And that there are others that can help with the work. That there are other ways, other beliefs, other ceremonies, other medicines. And we have access to them and we can help. I'm grateful for the gift that Keegan gave me. I'm grateful to have been invited up here to share a few truths. I often tell people, when you get caught in the rainstorm and you didn't put boots and a coat on and bring an umbrella and you get soaking wet, you get mad at the rain? You get mad at those clouds that rained on you? Well, you don't need to get mad at me. All I did was tell the truth. And if I made you mad, then Clem Seymour used to say, good, then you understood me. The
worst thing to do is to follow duck. Thank you for those words, Doug. As usual, very, very insightful. And I want to thank Doug for all the work he did to change the system. And I know how much work that was to be a part of it. I want to thank particularly Rihanna, because we're here because Rihanna made us not forget and made us not move on and ignore what happened. Because the system has a beautiful way of ignoring what happens. And it takes people like Rihanna and all of us together to make sure the system doesn't ignore what happened. And in the case of Keegan, what happened was, as it was described in the first ceremony I was at, was bad medicine. Bad medicine killed Keegan. And that bad medicine has another name. I think of healthcare as the possibilities of curing diseases. That this is a hospital dedicated to curing those diseases. And those diseases, cancer, diabetes, many, many diseases that are cured. And we spend millions and millions and hundreds of millions and millions of dollars to cure those diseases. And yet we have not been able to cure the one disease that has probably killed more people on the planet than any other disease. And that's racism. And it is racism, which is a deadly disease. And we have to accept it kills people and has killed millions of people on this planet. And we're still fighting that. I find like Keegan had another message for us too. And that was, it was our job to do this. And this hanging here isn't a piece of art. Just to admire the artistic and I'm competing again with a piece of art to be an artistic expression. It is. It's to remind us about what Keegan gave to us. His gift to us. His gift to us was to tell us you have a long way to go. And you have a gift for me to say, do it. And that's what we still are doing. And I think it's fair to say we have a long way to go. And that path is a path of honesty and openness and courage and listening. And that's the path that we're on. And this is part of it. And I am very sorry, troubled and sorry, that plaque that we put up 5 years ago, Doug, was it? 5 years ago, caused us to veer off that course and created, both for the family and for the community, pain. And I'm glad today that this has happened. It's taken a long time, but we're here to keep moving forward. And I want to thank all the people that made that happen, the people at Fraser Health, the people in the community, the family, Rihanna, because this.
Thank you. I'll speak loud. I'll start over. My name is Oprate Kang. I'm the interim chair of Fraser Health, and I'd like to thank you for welcoming me here, certainly our small territories as well. I did have some prepared remarks as I was driving here, but I must say, I'm finding myself with a light heart, but very heart-based at this time. I'm really reflecting on the journey that I've had here at Fraser Health and the great appreciation for everyone who's been involved, certainly with Rihanna's leadership, the family, holding us accountable, and all of the community that has come together through the work that we've been doing, ensuring that Keegan's legacy is recognized as one that is first and foremost of love, but also the recognition of the loss and the harm that was done here through Fraser Health. And as of today, we, in a good way, in the right way, honor and install artwork. I'm thinking about the opportunity and the legacy, the true legacy of Keegan, of ensuring that the love, the care of doing the right by everybody in our communities is going to live on because of the lessons, because of holding Fraser Health accountable. And I'm a deep appreciation for Kayla's desk too, of the family, of ensuring that we learned, helping us listen, helping us learn. And I think one of the other reasons why I'm deeply moved is with deep respect to parents, mothers. Um, I have the privilege of being a mother, and I can only think and feel with the deep love that one has for their child. And I value and appreciate the trust that you've given to Fraser Health to ensure that we carry forward with love the legacy of Keegan Coombs that every child, every person deserves. And we are better for it here at Fraser Health for having learned the lessons. And I make the commitment that we will every day strive to do better. And along with doing better is ensuring that should there be mistakes, that we come with an open heart and open ears to listen and learn continually. So thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Walker Mike, as we get up and we speak to the people, we get up and speak the truth. And to me, Carolyn, this speaks the truth. This speaks the truth. And I wanted to thank all the high ups that brought this together. You don't realize how much strength you've given me to reflect off of you, to be a proud person, to be a humble person, but also to remember where I come from, to remember my teachings, to accept the good and the bad. Drugs and alcohol, these are all the teachings I've been taught by my late grandmother, Keegan. Annie Jim, this is my grandmother. She is my spiritual advisor. She's the one that gave me strength. She told me I can lift another person. This is how strong we are as people. I never forgot that. But you reminded me that our work is never done. Also, to reflect on my sister is to believe in something, to have faith, to remember who you are, why you are. Also, that our ancestors come and they form us. And then we come to earth. This is what was taught. Our ancestors are here. They're always watching us. They're watching us how we carry ourselves. I have two boys, Fraser and Brady, and this is what I've taught them. My wife and I have told them, watch how you carry yourself because you have a nation where you come from, Sumas First Nation, Shamalfam First Nation, Skookumcha. My mom is from Skookumcha. You're representing your family every day to watch how you carry yourself and to remember where you come from. You've woken me up. I cannot stop. I have so many words that you guys have that shared, but I also wanted to let you know, like, it's okay to say I love you. And to hear another man say that to another man, I say that to my sons every day. I tell them that. Have a good day.
Tatal tal hui wong tal squallow quals my please swallow hi chab see yameltish qualmo huli lamit leash wellep almus slawel. First of all, thanking the ones who put this day together. Walking in through this hallway felt different today. You all really transformed the space, and that's going to resonate here. That feeling is an equal part of the ceremony as the work, the feelings that you bring. It was a real special feeling to put this together. The people who asked for this artwork wanted a special prayer, like the whole time it was being created. And that's a very deserving thing. A lot of thoughts crossed my mind, a lot of feelings passed through, a lot of prayers passed through. Art is medicine. This hospital is full of medicine, different kinds of medicine, the songs and the things that people bring. And so a brief explanation about what we're looking at here. Everything is moving in an upward motion in this piece. And the feeling is about upward and forward. But it's what we call hutstel. It's a marker, right? And the words from the burning, those are going to sit with me for a long time. Remember the story, and the marker is here, I believe, because the people change. The staff changes. The visitors change. But the story needs to be remembered. The messages from the story are important. And so the piece itself is warm in tone. And the eagles are there because he loved eagles. But the eagles follow that upward motion all the way into the Chicho tunnel of the spirit world where the stars are at the top. Because eagles carry our prayers. This house at the bottom, in my heart and mind, that's him. The foundation, the house, the man. Holding it there. And so I'm just really grateful for this collaboration. It was really a lot of moving parts and everyone working together, and I'm so grateful for this work and really hope that it continues to do what it's meant to do. Yes, Pasay.
It's your birthday. I'm happy for you. May your wish come true. Today is your birthday. I'm happy for you. May your wish come true. A happy birthday